Hello, mighty companion. This is Earl Purdy, and I'm doing your Course in Miracles lesson for today, which is lesson 100. Lesson 100, which is my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. I said salvation. I say it again. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Which is forgiveness. Just as God's Son completes his Father, so your part in it completes your Father's plan. Salvation must reverse the mad belief in separate thoughts and separate bodies, which lead separate lives and go their separate ways. The Course must reverse the mad belief in separate thoughts and separate bodies, which lead separate lives and go their separate ways. One function shared by separate minds unites them in one purpose, for each one of them is equally essential to them all. God's will for you is perfect happiness. God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you choose to go against God's will for you, being perfect happiness? The part that the Creator has saved for you to take in working out the Creator's plan is given you that you may be restored to what the Creator wills, which is your complete happiness. This part is as essential to the Creator's plan as to your happiness. Your joy must be complete to let your Creator's plan be understood by those to whom the Creator sends you. They will see their function in your shining face. They will hear God calling to them in your happy laugh. Don't you know you are indeed essential to God's plan? Without your joy, God's joy is incomplete. Without your smile, the world cannot be saved. When you are sad, the light that God himself appointed as the means to save the world is dim and lusterless without your smile while you are sad. And no one laughs because all laughter can but echo yours. Don't you know that you are essential? You are essential to God's plan. Just as your light increases every light that shines in heaven, which is reality, so your joy on earth calls to all minds to let their sorrows go and take their place beside you in God's plan. God's messengers are joyous, and their joy heals sorrow and despair. God's messengers are the proof that God wills perfect happiness for all who will accept their Creator's gifts as theirs. We will not let ourselves be sad today. For if we do let ourselves be sad today, we fail to take the part that is essential to God's plan as well as to our own vision. Don't you know that sadness is the sign that you will play another part instead of what has been assigned to you by God? Thus do you fail to show the world how great the happiness your Creator wills for you, and so you do not recognize that the happiness that your Creator wills for you is yours. Today we will attempt to understand joy is our function here. Joy is our function here. If you are sad, your part is unfulfilled, and all the world is thus deprived of joy along with you. God asks you to be happy, so the world can see how much God loves you, and wills no sorrow rises to abate your joy. No fear besets you to disturb your peace. You are God's messenger today. You bring the Creator's happiness to all you look upon. You bring the Creator's peace to everyone who looks on you and sees the Creator's message in your happy face. We will prepare ourselves for this today in our 5-minute practice periods by feeling happiness arise in us according to our Father's will and ours. Begin the exercises with the thought today's idea contains. Then realize your part is to be happy. Only being happy is asked of you or anyone who wants to take their place among God's messengers. Think what this means. You have indeed been wrong in your belief that sacrifice is asked. You but receive according to God's plan and never lose or sacrifice or die. Now let us try to find that joy Now let us try to find that joy that proves to us and the world God's will for us. It is your function that you find happiness and joy here, and that you find happiness and joy here now. For happiness and joy, you came. You came for happiness and joy. Let this one be the day that you succeed. Look deep within you, undismayed by all the little thoughts and foolish goals you pass as you ascend to meet the Christ, which is the love in you. Your Creator will be there, and you can reach your Creator now. What could you rather look upon in place of your Creator who waits that you may look on your Creator? What little thought has power to hold you back? What foolish goal can keep you from success? When your Creator who calls to you is your Creator itself, your Creator will be here. Your Creator will be there. You are essential to your Creator's plan. You are the messenger of your Creator today. And you must find what your Creator would have you give. Do not forget the idea for today between your hourly practice periods. Don't forget the idea for today. Even as you hear the sounds of the world in the background, don't forget the idea for today as you hear the sound of the world in the background. It is yourself who calls to you today. And it is God, your Creator, you answer. Every time you tell yourself you are essential to God's plan for the salvation, which is the healing and awakening of the world. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. So even as you hear the sounds of the world, even as you hear the sounds of the world in the background, remind yourself that your part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Tell yourself, my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Your part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Your part is essential to God's plan for salvation. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Your part is essential. Your part is essential. Your part is essential. Your part is essential. Your part is essential to God's plan for salvation, which is peace. Your part is essential to God's plan for salvation, which is your happiness. Your part is essential to God's plan for your happiness. Your part is essential to God's plan for your happiness. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. It is your part that's essential to God's plan for salvation. Now check out my website at www.earlpurdy.com. I have many classes online that I teach. And let peace extend from my mind and my heart to yours.